Okay, so now you've done all that, you're ready to start creating your first campaign and to start promoting a video of your choosing. Follow these steps to learn how easy it is to start promoting your brand with YouTube advertising. But don't do any of it just yet. We're going to go through this process as a learning curve for now, and so that you understand how to get started. You'll want to see the rest of the videos before you get to work, in order to ensure that your ad is going to be as effective as possible and to ensure that you understand the precise workings of how the adverts work. So with this all linked, you'll need to come up with a bidding strategy. Most AdWord campaigns use a CPC or cost per click process, which means that you only pay once the ad has been clicked. With YouTube though, you'll need to use something called CPV. That means cost per view, and in turn means that you only pay once the video is viewed all the way through. We'll talk about this a bit more in a moment, but for now, all you need to know is that the amount you bid is the amount that you'll pay for each view. Your bid is your CPV, so it needs to be tied closely to your budget. So why not just offer the very lowest CPV possible and that way get your ads at a very low price? Well, simple, because there are too many people trying to do the exact same thing, and the amount you pay will directly impact on how visible your image is. This is called bidding because that's exactly how it works. You'll select the kind of content that you want your videos to appear on, and once you do that, you'll be going up against all the other advertisers in your niche. YouTube will decide which advert to show based upon which of you is paying the most. So this means that you can pay very little and get your adverts shown cheaply, but not very often, or you can pay more and have your adverts seen much more frequently by a bigger audience. Of course, the amount that you're able to pay is likely to be dictated closely by the amount that you stand to earn from each video and how effective your campaign is at driving sales and profits. Something else to recognize about the bidding process is that you won't always pay the maximum amount that you're willing to pay. As with bidding on eBay or at an auction, you're only required to beat the next highest bid. This means that you can set your CPV at 25 cents, but if the next highest bid is 10 cents, you'll only pay 11 cents. You'll be able to set a budget that you won't go over. This is particularly useful if you have a limited budget, as it guarantees that you won't spend more than you can afford. It also means that you're capped out at a certain amount though. So if your daily spend is $10 and your CPV is 50 cents, then there's a chance that you only get 20 views before your pool runs dry. Unfortunately, there is no golden rule or ideal number to refer to when choosing your ad spend, and ultimately the amount you bid will need to come down to your goals and objectives as well as your budget and cash flow. Of course, you can set different bidding amounts for different campaigns though, and this means you can compare how two different campaigns are performing, and you can try different strategies for each. What you also need to do is to generally track the performance of each of your campaigns and to look at how much they're earning and how much you're actually paying per click. You can then tweak the variables in order to make sure you have optimized your strategy. All this means you need to think carefully about how to get the most out of your campaign and how to get the most for your money. Another important factor to that end is your targeting. Targeting refers to the way in which your ads will be aimed at a very specific group. Most advertising campaigns will have a particular target audience in mind, and your job is to make sure that you're only paying for those specific people to see your ads. If you are a video game developer and the digital product you are selling is an action platform game, then of course you're probably not going to want your adverts to show on videos aimed at hair and makeup. While there may be some overlap, these two interests are very different and generally appeal to different demographics. If you pay for your ad to appear in front of a makeup tutorial, then chances are that you're going to be wasting your money. So instead, you want your video to appear only on relevant content, and in this case, it means that you want it to turn up on videos like top 10 games countdowns, or let's play videos, or on video game reviews. Someone watching a review of one video game is much more likely to click on your ad and buy your game. On the other hand, if you're selling an ebook on how to do your makeup perfectly, then you want your videos to appear before makeup tutorials and not before Let's Plays. Targeting helps you to reach your specific target audience, and in turn, this helps you to make more conversions and get a better ROI. But there's more to it than that as well. Targeting also helps you to avoid facing so much competition, and this in turn helps you to win more bids while spending less. Put it this way, if your video is targeting a massive niche like bodybuilding, then you're going to be going up against Mike Chang and Jeff Cavaliere, as well as the countless other massive brands. And this means that you'll need to set a very high CPV and your budget will likely run out quickly. But if your video ad is targeting something a lot more specific and niche, let's say food truck businesses, then you can set your budget much lower and set your CPV much lower and still get seen by a lot of people. What's more is that this smaller audience is much more likely to be interested in your product and thus convert into paying customers. To set up topics, you simply choose from a couple of thousand different topics. This is somewhat limited when compared to regular AdWords that lets you choose any key phrases that you want. However, in some ways it also gives you a more precise control and it saves time. Some of these categories are going to be fairly broad. These include the likes of beauty and fitness or face and body care. These give you the most exposure but cost the most. But if you dig a little deeper into the subcategories, then you can get more niche by choosing things like face and body care or hygiene and toiletries. Another thing to think about when choosing your niche is just which type of content is most abundant and most successful on YouTube. Some video topics like makeup tutorials and Let's Play videos come up time and time again, meaning there are more videos for you to appear on, and those videos are likely to be higher profile. On the other hand, if you choose something that lends itself less well to videos, like programming, then you'll be appearing on fewer videos. Once you've done all this, you'll then have the option to choose your advert and to set it up. The first thing that you'll need to consider here is which type of advert you're going to use. There's actually multiple options in this regard, and some will even allow you to earn money without creating an advert at all. If you want to use traditional text ads, then you can have these appear on top of videos as they play. These look very similar to AdSense adverts, the ads that appear on websites, but are long and horizontal. These only show up on the desktop mind, which means that they won't be visible to the 50% plus of users who view them on mobiles. But then again, desktop users may be more likely to convert for your specific type of content. Overlay ads are a useful way to stand out from the pack and to reach a specific target audience without competing for the overcrowded space on Google's search engine results pages, SERPs. That said, though, they also don't quite function in the same way as true video ads and don't have the same amount of engagement. Then there are the so-called in-display ads, which show not over the video, but next to it. These will appear right next to the feature video. The more common type of ad, though, is the video ad, and this is what this video series is mainly focused on. There are many different types of video ads, and these are charged differently, but we'll look at this in more detail later on. For now, though, we'll focus on how you select your ad and set it up. To do this, you're basically going to upload the video to your YouTube channel, and you can make it unlisted or private so that your subscribers don't get shown it. And then you're just going to select it as the video to go with in that campaign. This means that you can actually use any video on your channel as an advert. If you want to, you can have a Let's Play as your ad. Of course, this isn't going to drive many customers to your products though, and it will likely be a waste of money. So instead, you're better off creating a unique video that exists for the sole purpose of being an advert and generating revenue. You also need to select the type of video ad, which in turn will dictate the behavior of the video. You'll learn more about this in the next video. If someone clicks your advert, or if they click the branding that appears around it, then they're going to be taken to a specific destination which should encourage sales and engagement with your brand. It's up to you to choose what this destination is, and it can either be your YouTube channel itself, or it can be another one of your videos. In other cases, you can link with a call to action, which means that you can send them straight through to a landing page or a site where they can buy your product. It's up to you how you want to set this up. If your aim is to increase engagement and to get more views and followers for long-term monetization, then linking them straight to your channel will give them the opportunity to see more of your content and to hopefully become fans or subscribers who can be more likely to buy from you in future. This is advantageous, as it can be somewhat difficult to convince people to buy products cold if they've never heard of your brand before. On the other hand, though, if you're advertising a vacuum cleaner, then you may be able to say everything you have to say in the video. In that case, sending someone straight to your online store where they can click buy might be the best strategy. Note that you can also pay for a click. If someone doesn't watch your video all the way through but they click on the ad, then you're still going to pay for that at the price that you bid.